What's going on, guys? It's Colin here for NextGenTactics, and after a quick little break, I am back. And my wife and our new addition are healthy and happy, as is our older daughter. So I thought I'd get back into the swing of things and try and finish up the Arica Harbor Rush Playbook series. Now, this video is actually only going to cover off the third base, because there are a few different things and different looks that I wanted to show you. So why don't we get right into it and look at the playbook for base 3. And here you can see the two objectives, Bravo and Alpha. Now, what I've found is that it's always a better idea to take Bravo first. It's in a train car, but it's a bit more out in the open. Alpha has some sneakier ways to get at it, and the threats are indicated in red, and those are a stationary AT and heavy MG, which are located right in the middle of the bridge. So that's what you basically have to look out for. Now, my attacking routes are fairly straightforward. I like to either flank and sneak around to the right through the buildings, taking cover, and then basically rendezvousing with my squad and grabbing a control point there close to Alpha, or I will flank down along the beach, hugging the rocks, before trying to take Bravo. And what we try to do is establish a presence to the left of Bravo, and occasionally smoke's going to be necessary in order to do that. So, you know, if you get the rush on them, you can make that run down the beach pretty easily. Otherwise, you know, if they get set up and the defense is established, you're going to have to work your way up slowly, carefully, more tactically. So I'm going to give you a couple of different looks at how I run this base, and, you know, hopefully you find it helpful. Now, I should also point out that I've added just a faint dotted green line here in between Bravo and Alpha, looping under the bridge, and depending on which objective I take first or which path I take to get into the base, I will sort of do a continuation route in and under the bridge, either from left to right or right to left, in order to take down the second objective. So I'll actually show that play out twice, once from Bravo to Alpha, the other from Alpha to Bravo, just depending on, you know, which objective we have and how the defense is set up. So, yeah, let's go. So in this first example here, the defensive team is kind of pushed forward a little bit, and they're trying to trap us in our spawn. And because of that, I'm able to basically make a break for it down the left-hand side, and I'm uncontested until I get basically to the left-hand side of Bravo. So my teammate here and I are just going to clear off the bridge. We see that the heavy MG's up, although he gets smacked with a rocket. And, you know, after just making sure that the area is secure, I'm going to go in and arm the objective. This one goes down pretty easily. So, you know, this isn't how it typically goes, but if you get the jump on the moving from base to base, then occasionally getting Bravo can be this simple. And as I mentioned before, you know, I want to make sure that Bravo is taken first. So in this situation, actually somebody got Alpha armed at the same time, so that's okay as well. But what I don't want to do is leave Bravo as the only MCOM to attack, which is actually what you're going to see here in the next example. So we spawn into this game a little bit late. We're down maybe a little bit more than 20 tickets, and Bravo is the only objective left. So realize, you know, we're probably going to have a tough fight on our hands. So I'm taking my time. I'm going to try and make this run down the beach again, but you know, rather than just sprinting for it, I'm holding up here and there just to basically spot out the defenders. And as you can see, they've collapsed around Bravo, so they're trying to lock this down. They have a pretty strong defense happening, so we're going to have to rely on building a presence in their base and picking off a bunch of them and pushing them back into their spawn before we're going to be able to make a move and take this down. Now, this was kind of a laggy game, so I get a lot of hit markers. There you can see it was quite a delayed kill on the enemy, so it was challenging to get the kills, getting a lot of hits, and here actually a teammate makes a push and gets Bravo armed. Now I'm going to spoil it for you, they are going to get this disarmed a couple of times before we take it down. So rather than push too far, because we had it armed, I try and pull up by these rocks and take some cover and pick off a few defenders, hopefully to prevent the disarm, but I'm not able. So, you know, my team is now starting to rally around me a little bit. I'm going to fire a couple of noob tubes in just to try and clear out that train car, and I want to make a move, but I get shot from the right. So I noticed that there's some snipers now up on the roof of the south red brick building, and they're covering the area from you know, around our spawn. So I'm gonna actually try and push and clear them out. I know that you know, they're looking at us from behind, so if we don't take them out, then they're gonna pose a problem. Typically, you know, if defenders are up in our base, I'll sometimes let them be, but because they're causing some headaches, I'm gonna pick off this guy who's up on the camper ridge, that, as we like to call it. And I'm going to try and get in a position to take the snipers down off this rooftop. Now, I get some hit markers, and I spot him, but actually he turns around and snipes me before I actually get the kill. And this is a combination of some bad aim on my part and a little bit of lag. So, yeah, there I go. I get taken down, but luckily you can see that he gets wiped out as well. So now the roof's clear, and we're going to try and make this push. So, I know that I've demonstrated the left-hand beach route. What I'm going to try and do here is now flank to the right. And this is roughly the same route I would use if I was going to attack Alpha first. So when we take the second base, I'll kind of use my positioning to make a judgment call as to whether or not it's a good idea to go rush plant Alpha, or if I should try and take the long road around to Bravo. Now a teammate gets an armed, and I've actually switched to a 4x scope because I know I'm going to be shooting at the objective from a longer distance. And I get a couple of kills, and we're just trying to clear it. But unfortunately they get it disarmed yet again, and I'm going to try my continuation route down under the bridge to try and get to Bravo from the other side. And I actually get killed, but a teammate spawns on me, actually a couple of them I think, and we're able to carry on this route even though it's not all in one swoop. So what I do is I try and pop up here because I know that they're sniping at us again from the construction building, but I fail in trying to take down this engineer. He had the advantage. I had a 4x scope and he had an SMG. So fortunately, a teammate here, he just kind of lays low under the bridge. I call out that I need a spawn point, and we're just going to slowly move up. Make sure that the enemies who are up on that construction building don't have line of sight, because they're going to be able to snipe us off the objective. And I'm going to slowly just move my way around and try and get the arm. Now, the intent is to basically have a presence here on the left of Bravo. I'm going to get the arm. I'm going to die right here, but we still have teammates alive to clear it up and hold this down until we take the objective and take the base. And actually I spawn back in and I get killed immediately, and I've left that in here. Sometimes I'd edit that out, but as you can see, we're just trying to keep people alive. I have 2 teammates up. I spawn, I get killed, but fortunately we have enough firepower in the base that they're focused on trying to kill our squad. They aren't focused on disarming the objective, and we take it down. So now we're going to actually look at a third example. I've taken the same beach route again to Bravo, although it's just been destroyed. So now we have to continue around and take Alpha. I'm just going to check up here in this alleyway between the two sides of the bridge, and I don't get any kills, but I don't want to hang out there for too long. So I'm just going to retreat, reload, and continue on to Alpha. And what I try and do, depending on the situation, I'll often run either running Engineer or Assault. And in order to take Bravo, you need something to open up the train car. So I'll run either a 40mm grenade if I'm running the assault kit, in order to get it opened up quickly. And once that's open, I will switch to smoke grenades to provide cover. So assuming that I die during the base, which that happens quite often. But here I'm just going to lay down a little bit of smoke, and I'm going to arm the objective. And to try and take some cover by these rocks, I'm eventually going to get shotgunned in the back of the head, but that's okay. And my teammates are here supporting me, and we're able to hold them off from disarming, and we take Alpha. So unless I go for the rush plant on Alpha, that's typically the route I'll take. I'll go from Bravo down under the bridge and try and pick off any defenders that are lingering, lay down some smoke, and take the station. So anyway, guys, I hope that that's given you some different looks at this third base, and I will be working on the remainder of Arica Harbor, bases 4 and 5 later today. There's some cool routes and some tactics that I like to employ there in order to try and take it down. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to spawn back in here, just resupply my teammate, which is always a good idea when moving from base to base, and that's about it. So cheers, we'll be talking soon.
Hey guys, we now have our own website. Actually, we've always had our own website, but why not follow us on there? There you'll find all our videos conveniently sorted into playlists by game, as well as videos from many other directors that are part of our NGT network.